Today, after the pre-game meeting, Coach Craig Berube was asked who would start in goal. His answer was, it'll be a game time decision. That has everybody wondering, who is going to start in goal? Oh, I wonder who's going to start in goal? Tell me, oh, who's going to start in goal? I've got to know the answer. Is it Bennington or Husso? Oh, I wonder who's going to start in goal?
Aloha! Welcome back to the Blue Note Fan Report Intermission. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and I'm your host on the show that is ready for you. Yes, you got to hear my disgusting singing, and I'm about ready to bring in my buddy who's ready to yell and scream. Yes, sir. It is your turn.
Not a lot to scream about, I gotta say.
Yes, sir.
Not a lot to...
Husso's been on spot tonight. You got to give it to Husso.
Oh, he's been good. He's been insane. I'm so glad that he's actually, because I was a little bit worried after that first. I didn't think that he would really pull it together like he has so far in this game. But he's been damn impressive. I got to tell you, he's been good.
Yeah.
Best period is blue. Best period is blue.
What is this? Is that the hot dog octopus?
The hot dog octopus.
Hot dog octopus.
Is this going to be like an inside joke for literally the rest of our lives?
Yeah, Bob Morton comes up with a really good point. He said that the Blues' responses on shifts after a goal have been really good tonight. And he's right. They have been good. And you know what? Even that second goal that Husso gave up, I mean, that wasn't too much on him. You know, it was just one of them things that happened. But for this has been, and I put it in the thing, these teams don't like each other, and it's showing. And the refs, to their credit, kept the whistles when they shouldn't have this time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how many too many men on the ice did Arizona have? Two?
That's true. He had it Arizona had too many players on the ice at least twice that period. But you know what? That's obviously that's always a judgment call. It's not, and I agree with one of them. The second one was a bit egregious, but the first one where they had too many men, it was just a late change is what it was, and it didn't really affect play. So I'm not too worried about that one.
Yeah, you
I
problem
love
with
Jordan's
that,
comment right here. It says, I noticed Sonny has bucked front teeth, so to annoy mom is saying how much wood could a Sonny chuck. You know, you don't call him that. You say Oscar Thunquith.
Sonny D.
Oscar. You say Oscar.
Oscar. Sonny D. Here's a good one. Winning more of the battles along the boards. Absolutely. They have done that. They have absolutely done that. And John Hefner said you could cure my urge to stay sober from my singing. I don't know if you guys got to hear it. I had one of my little singing videos.
Oh, I saw it. No, that was pretty good. I wish I had a voice like that.
Yeah, no, you don't.
I know. You saw that last post game.
Comment something.
Well, it says there, it says, Guy, you were right about them tying the game. Yeah. I just felt it. I felt it, but I also felt the answer, right? And that is the good thing for the Blues fans, that the answer is there. But even for Arizona fans, Scoop Troop says, I saw you singing and it was a beauty, right? Now, not until late March. I'm not sure what that one is. Guy singing makes me want to cry.
Rude.
Well, we got to remember 60 minutes, not 59.59. And that's a good point.
Actually, it's 59.3.
Yeah. Hey, no, so AV,
If
I got to ask.
If you're playing Colorado, it's 59. So
yeah. Had they used 60 seconds, 60 frames per second, that doesn't count. That goal doesn't count because they used 30, it counted. That's how close that was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
I'll take it.
That's
Yeah.
exactly how close that was. The frames per second are the only reason that counted. So I got to ask you, AZ, what's your impression so far of the second period? What did you like what you saw? Was it what you expected?
Profanities, pretty much. It just I sat there frustrated because they came out with a pretty solid push to start it. They got the game tied. I'm excited, but once again, like I said in the last report, you can't keep playing from behind. And look, once again, credit to the Blues. I don't want to take anything away from them. They've been playing really well tonight. But you can't keep letting them back into it. You can't keep letting them score. You can't keep tying it just to give up the lead once more. And it's getting frustrating because we're going into yet another third period where the Coyotes are down by 1 and expecting a big hero comeback. Good teams, elite teams, playoff teams, contending teams don't do that, and they don't use that as their main method to getting wins.
Right. Well, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it seems like when Arizona scored the game-tying goal, they said, okay, finally, we got that done. Now let's just – and they sort of took their – unintentionally, of course, but they lost that drive, and they kind of they took their foot off the gas, and the Blues capitalized on that is what happened. The Blues got momentum from that goal, and Arizona just said, okay, finally, we got that done. Finally. All right, now let's just – I guess just keep playing hockey. And they can't do that. If they want to come back in this game, Arizona can't do that.
I thought right off the get-go, and I talked about it in the pregame, that this was going to be a game where you're going to see goals, even though you've got Ranta, who's been good at not giving up goals. You're starting to see from the Blues the work around the boards, like someone mentioned earlier. And then you've also seen Husso settle in and get real comfortable. You know, there were 30 shots in the first period. With 4 minutes to go, there were only 13 shots, or 4.5 minutes to go. There were only 13 shots in this whole period. Now, Arizona took a bunch and ended up with 14 shots in the period to the Blues. I think 6 it was, 14-6. But I thought the Blues almost, and maybe I'll say the Blues outplayed Arizona in that period, even with the shots, because. Yeah. And I'm saying this because while they got the shots, they weren't high quality shots. And the ones that were, Husso was there. Husso made 3 or 4 really good pad saves with his legs and was on there to keep things going. Right. So I'm looking for this to be this period for either the Blues to clamp down or Arizona to play for the tie.
Hey, I said 4-2 Blues, and that's looking pretty good right now. I mean, the Coyotes are obviously going to tighten up on defense. I think the Blues are going to get a lucky one. I think the next goal the Blues get, it's going to be a lucky one. It's going to suck if you're an Arizona fan. You know, it's just how this game is going. You know, you can tell that. I mean, Oscar Sundqvist has been insane in this game. I think we could all agree on that. Oscar Sundqvist has been unbelievable. He's flat out crazy, isn't he? He's nuts.
Yeah.
You know, it does. He outweighs the physical pain. He just shuts it off in his brain, his little robot chipmunk brain, and just goes, "No pain, only scar."
Yeah. No. So, what was it your guy saying about Bortuzzo having a first star game and really if it wasn't a lot of goals, he'd be one of the 3 stars. I think he has been in there on a lot of plays. The game,
yeah.
I say that it bogged down from the teams trying to play more hitting, a lot more hitting. I didn't see what the hits were in that period or what the total hits are right now. 27-10. So again, with 27-10 Arizona, but to me it seems like the hits are more from controlling the puck. And that's, as long as St. Louis is going to keep controlling the puck, I'm okay with that. Maddie's saying that How about them Predators
10
having only 10 shots against the
Hang
Wolves?
on a minute.
I have a Preds fan that I'm going to like
The
immediately
Predators
call.
suck.
So, player of the game so far.
It's
Um,
3-0 Red Wings.
Wow.
Shots are
But-
24-10.
Blind Hog, Era Corn. Someone's asking player of the game so far. For me, I got to say it's probably Husso with the nod to Barbashev. AZ?
I'm still saying
Yeah,
Garland. That's
Husso's
just
been the
me.
best player.
I'm biased.
Husso's-
Say again? Say again?
Husso's first start.
I'm still saying Garland, but I'm biased.
Oh, well, I mean, I can't. Garland's been in there too, but
He's
I'm not
great.
going to give him player of the game. Not at this point. Not with a 3-2 deficit. And I like I said, Barbashev with Johnny on the spot with that goal. I mean, he took that rebound. I mean, open net and just jammed it in. And you know what? Him getting that empty netter might be the thing that really opens him up. And Scoop Troop says the Blues are getting a lot of good shots. I agree. And Jordan York says she'll be back in after she makes a hot dog. Scoop
I got
Troop's
one
asking
more.
what the score is. It is 3-2 Blues. Scoop. Robert Morton agrees that it's Husso. And Rooster's giving us some smiles. Scoop Troop, what the heck?
This thing is cold.
On the
man.
power play, the Blues are getting shots. Yeah. There's some point where I'm okay with them not scoring if they're getting shots because sooner or later the shots are going to go in.
Right.
So I'm okay with that. Scoop Troop saying oops. And then Mary talking about suspension. Are you talking about the player that was suspended, I think? And Aaron Carter says Blues 3 tiles. I'm sure he meant Yotes. Right.
I think she wants to know what we think about the Larson suspension.
Oh, no, we talked about it earlier. I thought it was a game short. I really do. I think that the precedent that was set. We'll talk about this one here in a second, but I know you guys both thought it was okay. I just think that the precedent was set with the Blaze, especially since him never being in trouble, and that this one, here's a guy that's been before the board before. Why do you get the same thing? So here's a good question. There we go. So Tarasenko traveling with the team, what's that mean? I think it's just getting I know he's still a couple of weeks away, but I think that's just getting him incorporated with the new teammates and things like that. And he's skating with he's not skating with the main players, he's skating with the taxi squad. So
He's skating with everyone.
He is.
He's not doing contact drills, but he's
squad. I didn't see him with everybody else.
He did a few line drills, no contact. So he was just getting back into the groove of things. It was an optional practice, actually, is what he showed up to. So
yeah. So hey, Lance, I don't mind, man. I think we all got great opinions. He gets reevaluated March 1, and I've heard that before too. So and I think that's probably the right time, and that's actually right before we start playing all the big boys, and that might be the right time to bring him back. So him skating is good and getting him back up. And they've got things in place to allow him to not put too much. But who was it? I think Barbashev says he's snapping that puck like anybody's business. So let's just hope it, because he does have the best snapshot in the league. The wrist shot, snapshot, whatever you want to call it. He's got the best one. So
it's pretty impressive. I just hope that the Blues don't rush him in. I don't want to rush Tarasenko coming into the Blues as much as they might need him later in the season. I want him to be 100% healthy. We don't want to see a repeat of the bubble and then having him out another 5 months.
Oh, I agree. No, I have a feeling if he gets hurt again and he misses the
if he's hurt again on that shoulder, surgery,
that's it.
He's done. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm interested to see what happens there. I want him. And Lance would like him to sit out all year. You know, and that might be good too. But to me, I would only be okay with him sitting out the whole year if it extended his contract a year, right?
Yeah.
Because you're paying him. If you're paying him, I'd like him to play, and especially if this team is ready to challenge for a cup. And I know there's people that think that they're not, but I kind of think they are. And we'll see. This month is going to be telling. This month, in the beginning of March, when we start playing the big boys, and like I talked about earlier, I still think we don't know what effect COVID's going to have on Minnesota and on Colorado, and it could be a devastating effect.
Right.
I'm not sure what he's saying there.
The Blues are cap compliant, so
Yeah.
all they have to do is send down a few players, and the Blues will be cap compliant. So really, Tarasenko could come up at any time. Cap's not the issue. I mean, if we could sit him out the year, yeah, I'd like that too. I mean, we're not paying him because he's not doing anything, but at the same time, you know, you just want to make sure he's healthy, and if it takes a year, it takes a year, and I'm happy to wait that long. You know, I'm sure the fans are happy to wait that long as well. I don't know if Tarasenko's happy to wait that long,
No.
but you know, all the fans, at least the rational ones that I know, would prefer if we played it safe with him.
Yeah, no. Hey, Devin asked about Clifford. You know, Clifford's playing really well. I mean, he's that energy guy that they were hoping for, and he's getting really close to being that guy that we wanted to replace Maroon that we were talking about in the last game. Well, the guys are about to come back on, so you know what it's time for. Oops, wrong one. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, with Arizona Sports Guy and Blues Fan Reacts. You know, I like Blues Fan Rants better because I think that fits you better, but Blues Fan Reacts, and we will be back for the post game. Aloha, mahalo, and we can't wait to see you at the post game show.
Let's go, Blues!